Big oil lens. Who that hopping at the Benz? Ooh, I'm fucking on the
All right. Introducing the GOAT, the man of the hour. Some say he's him. Give it up for our boy, the Son. Yes, sir.
You guys are late to this, but before we started recording, we came to the conjoined agreement that if this video gets 500 likes, I'll be getting sturdy in the next podcast video. So, I mean, what do I have to say?
Let's get it to it.
What do I have to say?
Like the construction guy, and then they're like, we finished building the house. Is the floor sturdy? And the guy goes, and he's like, yeah, it's sturdy.
Yeah, bro, it's sturdy. Yeah, it's mass sturdy. It's good, man. How you guys feeling today?
It's gloomy. Today is a gloomy day.
A rainy day.
It's very ugly outside.
Crazy out here.
Real gray skies. Was it raining? Did it rain?
Still raining. I'm supposed to go to the CNE.
Oh, really?
It's not looking like it. It's not looking nice. It's not a good CNE day.
But that, I'm glad I got back in camping when I did. So
that was suck.
How's camping? How was camping for you?
Hey, man, it's good to get in tune with nature.
Artist by day, camper by night.
Do it all.
What a guy.
Do it all. Fight crime sometimes. Here and there, whenever the world needs saving. It was good though. It was real nice. I won't lie. On our last night though, I had to fight a family of raccoons.
What?
You're mad.
So you saved everybody. You were the hero.
Yeah.
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 You saved everybody. Okay.
Something like that. Depending on who you ask. Like, if you want to ask like the other people who I went camping with, like they were already in their tents, like sleeping.
They'll say the same thing as you or no?
So like they would say that like they were already in their tents, like asleep, and the only reason I wasn't in my tent is because I was
defending.
Keeping
them safe.
No, well, you see, if you were to ask them, like I'm just saying what you'd hear if you ask them. If you were to ask them, like they're already in their tents and they're asleep, but like I'm just out, smoking my spliff, just enjoying my night by myself. Okay. And then like they tell you that like I saw the family of raccoons blocking me at the tent, and they tell you that I ran to my car. But if you want to hear it from me, man, I locked off the whole camp, so you better believe it. Right. I had a flashlight like tucked on me, right? And like
it on you.
Yeah, it was on me though. I promise you. Had it like tucked. It was tucked though.
Raccoons up and stuck.
I was out there for like. They had me in the.
So you got jumped by raccoons?
Nah. The raccoons got jumped by me
at your car.
Oh, they got jumped by you.
Hell yeah!
Right. You're buying this?
So you're just fighting raccoon families now?
I do it all.
You're buying this?
I think some raccoons got to him and he went into his car and locked the door real quick.
I think I need to ask the campers.
I think it's ask the campers. Yo, I'll call the lifeline right now. I'll call the lifeline right now.
Like, what's music been saying? How's that been?
By the time this video is out, I believe what song should I drop? Speed Racer. Speed Racer should be out by now. Go tap in, go listen to that. Sahita, I'm not gonna lie. First track of the month. Great song, pretty good song. We got everything coming together. I got an EP drop planned in October.
Okay, so coming to your birthday, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You're dropping anything on your birthday? Like, is that gonna be on your birthday?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be like.
That's the ideal plan. So
the hit. That's the one that makes you get out the mud, eh?
Look at that say, bro.
That's gonna get you out the trenches.
I like that. Trying to get out the trenches. We're over it. The trenches stink.
And when's your birthday again?
24th of October. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the what was it? Tabasco. Shout out to the Tabasco bandit himself.
Mm-hmm. October's very own.
What a crazy
sharing a birthday with the goat.
The goat sharing the birthday with me.
You guys are goat twins.
Damn. Two-headed goat.
Yeah.
Choosing no guess, jeans. So, I feel it.
So how many songs have you created so far, you would say?
How many? I got a lot.
You got a lot. Like, how much have you released?
I think as of right now, there's only like 4 singles, 2 features, I think.
Okay.
Both are the features with Jazz.
Jazz, yeah. I seen that. It's like a black and white cover, right? Cover art for that one. It's like a white background. Yeah. I should say it like that because it's dominantly white.
Something like that. What do you mean by that?
Anyways. But I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing with the city and whatnot. And then any collabs that are like coming up that like in the archives. I'm not gonna name this man, but he'll know when I say this. There's a man named Homer.
Oh God.
There's a man named Homer.
He's seen it all. He's seen it all from the back of the back. That's all I gotta say. He's seen it all from the back. He's seen it all from the back of the back.
When that comes out, I'm not sure you guys plan on ever dropping that track.
Bro, he's not serious.
He's not serious.
I'm not gonna lie, he's not serious.
Homer, when you see this,
Homer's not serious. Yo, Homer,
it'll make you get out the mud.
get on now. I'm here pointing to the. I'm pointing to the. That's what
the other thing.
We laughed earlier. This guy has a bad habit. He's looking at the screen down here.
Every time we record, I actually do it.
Yo, you guys can't see, but like they have the camera, and then we have like a screen where we can see ourselves to make sure like everything's all good and stuff. And I'm talking to the screen like it's the camera, but it's not. You guys are right here. Anyways.
All right, this song. Where did it all start? Where did this come from? All these singles, all these EPs, everything. Where did it come from?
Red Rover.
Can you specify on the question, please?
Where did you start? Where did all this start? Your music, your journey.
Man, it all started in a little town known as Brampton. Now, to the outside world, to social media, to probably even some of the states, Brampton is just a brown-infested town with people who can't drive and crackheads everywhere. And as 60% of that statement is true, a lot of the rest of that statement comes from people who just don't know. You know? They just don't know what it's like. You might get harassed by a crackhead here and there, but like, what's life without getting harassed by a crackhead?
Driving is not the great
It's only like certain intersections.
Driving is not.
Certain. It's not like they're like sprawled out everywhere. But, you know,
coming off the highway at Williams,
you're probably gonna see there's gonna be a man with a cardboard, piece of cardboard.
I see more in the Hammer. I see a lot more in the Hammer. I can tell you that.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, like
meth watchers.
Yes.
Meth watchers.
Yes, you don't even know.
Weight watchers.
But
meth watchers.
Like I was saying, man, it all started in Brampton. Honestly, it started off with like regular art, and then after like I got tired of that.
Drawing, eh?
Yeah, I got tired of that.
You got tired of it. How long were you drawing before you got
like forever?
Oh,
yeah, since like forever.
So why did you get tired?
I just got burnout.
Spark?
I feel like something that all creators have, like they just have a burnout eventually. Like like you're doing if you're doing the same thing like just consistently and just for such a certain period of time, over time you're probably gonna get tired of it. I'm getting back into it here and there, but like at the time I was just like nah. So I needed to do something else. 'Cause I wasn't gonna just lay around like a bum. These times we were literally just playing Fortnite up from 7 p.m. to like 3 in the morning. I had nothing else to really care for, so
I remember those days.
He was there.
I was there.
He's an advocate.
Crazy time. So you don't feel like you would burn out with this rapping thing that you're doing right now?
Probably will.
Oh,
probably burn out tomorrow if I on it I'm not a very reliable.
Honesty is the best policy. I'll give you that. Honesty is the best policy. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys.
That's not the answer we were looking for.
Not the answer I thought I was gonna hear, but it's an answer that we got.
But it's the truth. But obviously not. I'm just not being extra. Honestly, I don't see myself getting tired of it anytime soon. Maybe when I make it, but even when I make it, I don't think I'm gonna stop. To be honest,
when it's all about how you word it.
It's all about how you word it still. But then again, I could say all this now and be like, yeah, I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop. And then I make it and then stop.
How
that would suck, but that won't happen.
But how's your scheduling been with like rapping and whatnot, like in your day? Cause I know you work jobs and whatnot, so it's like, how's that time management?
I mean, I make majority of my songs from home, honestly. So like, it's kind of like whenever I'm home, I kind of just let me just go make something. Let me go make something.
A stew in your room, eh?
Something like that. Little iPad. It's cute. Normally, the best way that I like to do it personally, I use BandLab.
Oh, okay.
And I record everything that I do, all my stuff. I put it all on BandLab. And then I'm like, I like this. Go take it to the studio, bang it out in a couple of minutes. And I'm just sitting on a vault full of really great songs.
So you basically do most of it yourself?
Pretty much. I'd say about 90% of it is on me.
So what are you most proud of from your work?
Out right now? Or what am I proud of?
However you want to answer it, in terms of what song are you most proud of? Or
I'm curious
what did you put the most work into?
I heard two questions at once. I'm so sorry.
Answer his.
Yours was which one that my favorite that I have out right now?
What's your personal favorite song?
Okay, that I have out or
out.
Okay.
I know what mine is. You know what mine is. So,
my favorite. Oh, I don't know. I make a lot of good songs. So I have to say, probably 222.
Okay.
222. Probably 222. Still, I think that's my favorite. I don't know. I be seeing it everywhere. Can't escape it. So.
Okay, it's a sign.
Might as well have it. Make it as my favorite song.
Now, in terms of like work that you've put in, which one are you the most proud of? Like, which one did you put the most thought into, or like you're proud that you were able to finish something like that? Like, you say you make it in your room, so which one do you feel like deserves the most credit?
I won't lie. I feel like for me personally, I have this thing called the smile test, right? And what the smile test is if I make something and like I listen to it back, and on that first listen, if I'm not cheesing, it's not a good song. It's not a good song.
That's a good test.
Simple as that.
That's a good test.
Like if I'm listening to it and I'm kind of like, I already know, like, no, scrap it. Go ahead and make something new. If I don't like it, then it's just not.
So in other words, you just dodged the question and just didn't say like what you're most proud of.
Well, I was getting to that. I was getting to that.
It could be a single. It could be a shared. It could be shared. A little feature on it. This guy's about to get one of
October.
Labs mad.
Hey, when the EP drops, you guys will see stuff. When the EP drops, you guys will see stuff. I have heaters on there.
So
would you say
some of my favorite work, like this is stuff that's been in the vault from like 20 years ago. I'm not gonna lie.
So like in terms of what you're most proud of, it's an unreleased track.
All of them.
Okay. Oh.
All of them.
So all your unreleased ones.
Like this, I'm not gonna lie. Like this EP, it's gonna be insane stuff.
What inspired you to even drop like that step, like that? Getting your foot out the front door of like, I want to pursue rapping.
Honestly, I probably have to say, like, the feedback, really. Because, like, normally, like, I'll just make tracks just to listen to them, and I'll play them around the man. And then I'll just be like, yo, you gotta, like, start getting these out there, bro. Start getting these out there. I'm like, yeah, like, I'll get them out there. Like, like, they're coming. Like, just chill, just wait. But, like, I had no intention of dropping them or having them come. And then after, I'm like, you know what? What am I really saying no for?
Facts.
So here we are.
Facts. No, that's really what it is,
What can I say?
What are you saying no for?
You're really your own worst enemy.
For your collabs and whatnot.
Yeah.
You only have collabs that have been released with Jazz, right?
Yeah. So Jazz is the only features I have right now. I have a couple in the vault. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out that boy Kino, man.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to mention. I was like,
shout out that boy BKE, man.
I remember I heard it. It was some for the streets. I can tell you that.
Appreciate you, guys.
Something that will change the streets forever.
Hey, man, we're advocates. What can we say?
He's a goat.
Advocates for the streets.
Young goats.
That I won't lie, bro. That should have came out in like March.
Oh, for real?
To be honest, but I seen it. I'm like, I could drop this now, or I could record a video, drop it, and it could go even harder.
And I would say record the video.
Which is what we did, and that's the only reason it's not out yet.
Okay.
We're just waiting for it to, man's editing that, getting that all together.
Oh.
I work pretty quickly.
Good. I like the rate. I like the production rate.
What can I say? But yeah,
I say videos definitely help with promotion too.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Especially
gives the fans something to see.
Get him like a little sneak peek.
Little glimpse.
And the girls see that and they're like, oh my gosh, he's kind of cute. he look kind of.
He's
good.
him. He's him.
Oh my gosh, like I don't know, why are my pants wet? And then I realized that the sooner that we can get on these, and the sooner we can get these out, the better.
So you have the support from your people. How's the support outside? How's the support from the city? How's the support from just outside of your circle? Well, what would you say the support's like for you?
I'd say it's pretty non-existent for the time being. I noticed one thing about Toronto specifically. Like they love
they're crabs in a bucket.
Yeah, crabs in a bucket. Like what I was gonna say was like that sums it up perfectly, because I was gonna look for the words to say it, but that's it.
Crabs in a bucket.
They see people trying to get out, and then they don't like it. They don't like it. I mean, they get scared, maybe, probably, because like, what do you mean you're gonna make it out? I can't make it out. I've been rapping for like 13 years, but out here on the strip 14 years. I used to sell my CDs out STC. I've been rapping. What do you mean you're blowing up?
Would you say that being like a Brampton rapper is like harder in a sense? just due to the
100%.
lot of
Stigma.
yeah,
100%.
stigma that Brampton gets.
You know,
in
like,
social
fam, I
media.
tell people I'm from Brampton, they laugh.
Yeah.
So, like, you know,
yeah,
like,
they trust me.
I say I'm an artist from Brampton, and then it's
Why are
like,
you guys laughing? Like,
you laughing?
it's not all flowers and peaches.
Like
and
people
so-
always want to be
crazy.
in the baddest area. Like you tell somebody from Toronto or like from wherever, oh Brampton's bad. They're like, oh, but not bad.
Yeah, but it's not better than but it's not better than here.
Like
I was fighting Batman. I was fighting. It's Gotham. It's Gotham now. Apparently,
I fought 3 crackheads at once, fam.
we know bar crackheads, bro.
Why?
We know bar crackheads.
Brampton has a Batman.
Yeah, he does.
Brampton has a Batman.
Yo, I don't rate that guy. Fam, yo, I'm doing this just for you guys. You guys don't even know about this. Fam, I have beef with the Brampton Batman. Fam, cause
he's black.
this guy wants to beat me so
black.
bad. This guy wants to beat me so bad. On everything, this guy wants to beat me so bad.
Man. It's against my religion.
Read these. Start from the top.
Into the mic.
Did you DM him?
Into the mic.
Did you DM him? What? So guys,
Wait,
not only is Deshaun a rapper, he is a superhero.
I'm Batman.
He's a
a
superhero.
vigilante.
A vigilante.
Fight
and
crime.
He just believes that someone took over his life.
So back in 2020, right? All that, like everything was going crazy. All the wars were happening. I think that, because 2020 was a crazy year.
2020 was a crazy
Yo, they had
year.
the wars, the wildfires.
year.
Fam, I seen all that happening. I texted Brampton back, and I'm like, yo, fam, you don't see what's going on with the world out here, bro? So, fam, all that stuff was happening. So all that stuff was happening in the world, right? So I texted him, like, yo, fam, like, how are you gonna have the name Brampton Batman and you're letting all this stuff happen in the world, bro?
He said,
personally, my Batman wouldn't let that happen. I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? Where are you? Man, egoed me. He left me on red. I said, damn.
he said, I could read it.
Yeah, go ahead, read it.
I know you don't know me, but I'm a concerned citizen. I know you see what's currently going on with this war, and I think it's time you unite the league with a bat symbol,
What did he do?
left on red. So he said, sir, left on red. Sir, please, left on red. Come on, man, we need you, left on red. Saw you're on parole.
parole.
I seen him. Fam, I seen his car. Bro, oh my gosh. Could you imagine? I sent him all these texts, man's ego in me. I'm like, okay, maybe bro's like not even in the city or something. Bro, I left McDonald's, bro. The guy's just driving down Main Street, so now I'm cheesed. I'm like, okay, so now you're just out here on the road, but you're not here doing the things that matter? What kind of superhero are you?
Patrol.
I thought, for his sake, I hope there would be a patrol, really. Because, there's no reason you should be on roads in a Batmobile if you're not on patrol. Go drive your Honda or something.
No, I was confused because it says here parole, so I'm thinking something happened with him.
You just don't know how to spell.
Anyway,
All good.
and he
All
said,
good.
glad my
Fun,
messages
fun.
are starting to get through.
He grew up.
If you need a Robin, man, I got you.
Let him know how to
Really, Robin, eh?
Fam,
You're ready to
fam, like I'm
switch it,
bro.
switch it to
fam,
Robin.
I'm trying
That's
to
crazy.
do good for the city. I'm trying to do good for the city.
I'm really like that for real. I mean, my parents ain't dead, but man.
But man,
But man,
shout out Tim Drake.
All right, so you see that there's a lack of support in the community. We spoke on it.
Oh yeah, we got super
That's
off
just the
topic.
culture around here. Not sure why. Really not sure why. It's just maybe life's hard. Like maybe just in a GTA, life's hard for everybody. Everybody wants to make it, and some people just get frustrated. They get miserable, and you see what they do. Crabs in a bucket. But if you were to give advice to a smaller, upcoming rapper or artist, what would you say to them? A local artist.
Honestly, I just tell them don't stop. Just keep it going. Realistically, don't let the numbers discourage you. Don't let the lack of support discourage you. If your homie raps and your homie's doing so much better than you, and you feel like, damn, I suck. Me and my homie were both doing this, but he's doing so much better than me. Why am I even doing this? Don't stop. Just keep it going. Everything happens to everybody for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
And maybe it just may not be your time, but your time will come. Simple as that. So just keep a level head and don't get discouraged. Simple as that.
discouraged.
yeah, that's poking out to me a lot. Just with the fact of saying. So how do you feel about, let's say, for example, your homie, he's doing rap.
He is. Yo, Kino's killing it. Kino's
I'm
killing
not even
it.
talking about him. He's a great example, but I'm not even talking about
Fam,
him.
I'll use him as an example right now. Fam, 10K streams on which song? On what? Me, Myself, and I? I think so. Crazy.
Banger. So how do you feel about situations? How do you feel about situations when someone has a friend that they're close with and whatnot that's not successful, and like, let's say a person wants to kind of get put on. Like, you know, I don't want to say the word handout, but like you're kind of, I'm trying to get track with you, Broski.
Yeah.
Do you feel like on the other friend's behalf, like, do you feel like it's kind of like, do you give them that like, okay, we can make a track, or is it, like,
I feel like it depends.
Like, how do you feel like it goes?
I feel like it really depends on the circumstances.
Because let's say someone wanted to do that with you, because even like, you know, you're making your own noise. So that in my head, it's like, what if someone, like a new person, like, you know, just how you're giving advice
now
to
the question. Okay, so let me answer your question with the question: are they only trying to get on a track with me because I'm up, or is it one of those ones where like we're friends and they want to make?
They are your friend. Like, they are your friend. You
always,
just so happen to also be up.
You should always do it with your friend.
Oh yeah, no, always. No. Yeah, no. One thing about me for sure. Like, if any of my friends want to be like, oh, like, let's do this, I'm like, yeah, fam, let's go, fam. Even if you see, J9 posted the story. You see how he smiled? You see how he started smiling? Yeah, see how he started smiling?
I love my niggas, man. I really do.
Fam, so do I. Really and truly. That's why I'm like, yo, you guys want to get on the track, fam? Let's do it. Yo, what, fam? I'll get this verse back to you tonight. Like, tonight. I'll do it for you because, like, you know, I have genuine love for my people. So if it's one of those ones, if you like, I'll help them out 100% always. But then again, I feel like depending on the circumstances, like if it's one of those where like, okay, I want to make this track with you because we're friends, not because I want to make this track with you because like I'm trying to make music. You're already making music and you're there. We know each other. Let me make a track with you. Try to get on. You know, like if it's not really like as genuine, I guess, then that really, you know, levels the playing field or it'll change the circumstances, but. Yeah, you know, if it's all from a genuine place, then yeah, like then we're all trying to make this world a greater place. Now we're getting into the segment of the pod where we talk about everything that's going on in the world.
What's Ice Spice?
You know that? Okay.
So
let me explain who she is.
Yo, you sound too happy to explain who she is.
That's my babes. That's my babes. So recently today, I found out she got exposed. Apparently, you know, I'm gonna just say they're allegations for now. Okay. The allegations. Ice Spice.
Is this like keep my girl's name out your effing mouth?
Yeah, real shit. Keep my.
You're ready to smack someone over these allegations?
Let's just say Zendaya's top list, but she's like fourth.
I'm not worry about the I've never heard you talk to someone really about Zendaya.
But all I can say is with Ice Spice, she's like her song, what she's being famous for. Drake wants to fly her out, so she's up for that.
What if she's the munch?
You thought I was feeling you?
What if she's the munch?
That nigga a munch.
What if she's the munch?
So
what if the song is all about her
for
projecting?
Lunch? What?
What if the song is about her projecting her munch tendencies?
Yo, maybe she's a munch, bro.
Turning into an anthem now to blow up on TikTok.
You know, like Pumpkin Patch Kids munch. Those, yes. Yeah, like she's been memed.
The memes have been funny.
But with the idea of her, like, yeah, she's been doing her thing.
She has.
But a lot of people are not liking the music she's making.
I can't name another song by her, to be honest.
Yeah, but more so that type of music.
I'm gonna keep it a stack.
Like, what are your thoughts on that?
She's very attractive.
Oh, yeah. But what category would you like categorize her song?
It's drill, isn't it? Is it in the drill song?
It sounded like drill.
It sounded like drill?
I mean, like, I've never sat through the whole song.
I've only heard like
I've heard the drill.
I've heard it.
Sounds like a drill track.
I listened to it once, the whole song, and
why? Like willingly?
For other reasons.
Oh, okay.
And then
fair.
She's bad to the core.
She is.
Bad to the core.
You know, she's very attractive
to the core. So it's one of those ones where it's like, yes, whatever. But then I just been seeing a lot of like, her, Cardi B, Megan, just a lot of hate
towards like just female rappers.
Yeah, I think it's just towards female rappers.
Honestly, man, if people don't respect female rappers, bro, just tell everybody to go look up Nicki's catalog. That's all they need.
But they don't bring up Nicki. I've noticed that.
Because they know better.
People don't diss Nicki.
They know better. They literally know better.
Would you say that's because of how Nicki portrays herself?
I'm a barb, so I'm biased.
You're a barbs? That's Nicki fan calls it? All right. So would you say that
like a Barbie?
Yeah, you know, man, I was like, Barbie?
I think, because you know how she has like
she's the Barbie
dreams, like, oh yeah, she's like that, so she calls like her people.
I
like,
know that.
Nicki the queen.
She's the queen.
Nicki the queen.
Shout out Nicki.
Beyonce.
Nah, not Beyonce. Nicki.
Shout out Beyonce too.
It could be.
Beyonce is.
Yo, if both of them want to get on a song one day, I'll make it happen. I'll get DJ Khaled to produce it.
But like,
I'm biased.
Cardi and Nicki. Like Nicki the GOAT. Like
Cardi to me, actually like song wise, if you actually went for song, I promise you, I'll bump my head more to a Cardi B song.
Whoa.
You
It's
you
crazy.
haven't
It's
heard.
crazy.
You haven't heard
It's
Nicki
crazy.
like okay. Aside from like
That's-
super bass, aside from those
And that's
things,
so crazy that you said super big, because that's what I was thinking in my head.
exactly. But that's how you're thinking of her music. Her music's not like that.
Yeah, I know.
You heard her songs with Lil Wayne?
She had a crazy song with David Guetta. Yeah, I don't know about David Guetta. Like, I was like,
You know David Guetta. I don't know that song.
But just know they're like robots. And
So you're like willingly bumping a Cardi track before you're willingly bumping a Nicki track.
Boy, that
Are you,
girl was
sorry.
there.
Okay. Sorry. Let me ask you better. Do you see yourself more likely to like?
I think, like, I don't know how to describe it. For the music I personally listen to, Cardi B flows into that category more easy than Nicki. Therefore, I'm more inclined to bump my head to a Cardi B. But then the actual words of what Cardi B is saying, it just makes me question, like,
Nicki Minaj said, "Niggas will sun your whole set like it's around 6." What do you have to say about that?
repeat that, please.
Niggas will sun your whole set, like your whole set should sun them,
Yeah.
like it's around 6. Niggas a sunset.
Yeah.
Sunsets
around
at 6.
That's very.
Where does Cardi like?
And I feel like Cardi wouldn't
Where
have
like
those
where?
type of.
That's just one bar, and that song came out like
Because Cardi's not like
Yeah,
that.
last
Cardi,
year.
Cardi's
She's
her
not like that.
lyrics ain't gonna be like
She-
that.
She was a stripper.
she was
She was a
spiking men's
stripper.
drinks.
Nicki would.
Yeah, that's a big
Yo, I
thing.
seen, fam, I seen this tweet.
That's a big thing right now. That's a big
I
thing.
saw this tweet. She's like, "Yo, I'm getting back into my old ways," and somebody reposted like a picture of like a hand over a cup so that she couldn't spike it. I found that very funny. Double standards.
All I said is if Andrew Tate's got banned off IG for whatever the fuck he did, and
For influencing the mind of children.
yeah, influencing the mind of young
Young
men.
Young men.
But Cardi B could spike drinks and get away with it.
Get away with it.
And this is a perfect
Oh.
and this is a perfect segue into our
don't know,
Andre
man.
Tate segment. Now, Andre Tate? Andrew Tate. We'll fix that in post production.
He's banned unrightfully.
You feel
Banned on
so?
everything.
You feel so?
He has his own media now.
You can't just like. Of course you can't. They say it was guidelines, but like if it was guidelines, would this not have happened earlier?
Now, personally, I'm speaking from the viewpoint of somebody who like I don't really follow Andrew Tate too much like that, or like why he got followed. So I guess for like myself and the people who aren't too like up to date as to like what's going on with him, or like why whatever happened. If you could just give us like a little insight, maybe like a little background knowledge.
Well, they paint him as a misogynist. I won't lie. There's some things that he says where it's like,
They'll say some
I've seen some very unruly
like-
clips. I won't lie.
Yeah,
I've
but that's the
seen
thing,
some
like,
very out of pocket
yeah,
some
stuff.
shit I just can't agree with. Some shit I can't agree with.
but it's like when you like.
But then
okay,
I will say some
when I
concept
see
of what he
somebody,
says, there's a lot of truth to it.
Yeah.
Concept. A concept of like how things work, how just certain things
Do you
work, and how it tends to be.
Do you feel like this is
There's
another?
some honesty to it.
Is this another situation of like Kevin Samuels?
he's a Kevin Samuels.
Yeah,
That's what I
like
was
that?
waiting
Yeah,
to say. He's a Kevin
100%,
Samuels.
100%.
But like Kevin
100%.
Samuels just presented himself differently, wearing a suit, talking formally, whatever. But it's
He's a black man.
very similar.
Black man. Rest in peace.
Andrew
So black
Tate
people,
says
like,
he's
you
black.
know,
Andrew Tate says his dad was black,
Wow.
and it's known like his dad's
his
famous.
dad's actually black.
A famous
his dad?
like something
Marcus
Tate.
Marcus Tate.
Marcus, who's
I don't know,
Jamal
something
Tate?
Tate.
Jamal Tate. Javante Tate. I'm thinking, who's
Javante
this guy?
Tate?
Who's this guy's pops?
I didn't think it at first, but like
That would be funny
you can
still.
Google his dad. His dad is black.
I don't know.
Like his dad was
Yeah, keep
like
the
chess-
pod going still.
chess
I'll,
world
I'll
champion.
even say that Kevin Samuels, like, I don't know. There's just a thing in the community, you know, if y'all didn't know. To all the citizens who aren't black people just help a black person just sometimes because they're black. Like, I will like certain movies, certain characters in movies, purely just because they're black. And I'm
Damn,
like,
his dad's
I want
black.
to see one of us make it out alive.
His dad is really
So I
black.
think that's
His
how it
dad's
is.
black.
Like, Kevin Samuels, I think is just like, sometimes people didn't agree with
This
him,
guy's
but
smiling.
he's black.
I don't know why that's so funny to
Like,
me.
is
His
that
dad's
dark skin?
black. His
Like,
dad-
dark skin?
Fam, his if you Google his dad's name, like the description is his African American father Emery Tate was a chess international
Tate,
master.
Emery.
He's chess
Chess.
world man, like one of the smartest people.
That's
apparently.
But the fact that they like identify him as his African American father and then
because people doubt it.
yeah, no, I doubted it too.
Everybody's
Clearly,
googling it.
clearly.
The way I said that,
Tate,
But, like,
Tate learned to play chess at age 5 and competed in an adult tournament as a child. Although his father withdrew him as soon as he lost games and became frustrated. So basically, he was nice at a couple chess games and then lost and got mad.
But he's
I guess.
playing like the world's best people. Like it's
But I mean, yo, chess
But-
is not, that's not an easy thing to play.
Yeah,
I can't even tell you how to
yeah.
play chess.
it's I don't know.
my
But
roommate played chess a lot. He's quite talented.
Yo, you guys need to get some games on here. Get some checkers up here, bro. Oh,
I have it.
Back it up, bro.
It's upstairs.
Okay.
But like when it comes to Tate, it's like 95% of what he says is chill, is fine. Like you watch, when somebody's receiving hate, I don't like read a headline and think, oh, I hate them too. I genuinely give them a chance. I sit there and I say, let me watch a few interviews.
Like why did these people hate this person?
Let me form my own opinion.
Which a lot of people should do. A lot of people should.
Why did they
do that.
hate him? Do I hate him? I could see why people hate him, but maybe they're not doing the research that I'm doing. When I go and I watch a full interview, they make it seem like that's all he is. It's like this misogynist, that's his ideology, this and that. But that's just not all he is. Yes, he says some wild things, but like, nah, people take a lot of it out of context.
A lot of people say a lot of.
I seen this one clip. You can tell me if this is out of context or not. But he was talking about. I think he was talking about like if he was on a plane.
The pilot.
The pilot. He was talking about like if the pilot's a guy, obviously like, I feel more safe. Like if the pilot's a woman, like nope. If the pilot is a woman, nope.
Yeah,
Can't do it.
It's so like it kind of got taken out of context because then he basically people just see that I want a male pilot, not a woman pilot. But then you listen to the extra 30 seconds. He says like, but there's other things I would much rather have a woman do. Like there's things men are better at, things women are better at. Like, he was saying he didn't want to drop his kid off at an all men's daycare.
I wouldn't want to do that either.
He's like, I don't want a bunch of men watching my kid. He's like, I trust women more to do that. Like they are more nurturing. They are better at it, and whatever. He's just like, but in a stressful situation, plane is crashing. I want a man there because he believes men think better and act better under pressure, and are less inclined to let emotions intervene with decisions. Which is proven and factual.
Do you think that? But don't you think like, especially if there was a pilot who like was a woman, knowing her like position and like her responsibilities, don't you think that she would be able to, especially being in such a professional setting, set those emotions aside and think rationally?
I think she has the same amount of certifications.
But you don't think that there's still
biologically, mentally, women are proven to have emotions intervene with the things, whereas I don't really see where emotions come into like a plane crash because they're obviously gonna think about their life too. But then it's like I think that was just his example. Like I don't think he's specifically only talking about that, but like different situations, different whatever. I
seen this other clip where I think he was having an interview with somebody and he's like, yeah, I know CPR, and they're like they're like T, do you know CPR? He's like, yeah. He's like, so why you gonna help that guy? He's like, you're not gonna help that guy? He's like, no. He's like, why not? Because I ain't gay.
Some crazy shit. He said something like some weird crazy shit. I was like,
but like
what the
that
fuck?
thing you can't defend it. But at the same time, he was like smaller.
It's a man's life, bro.
He's not gay.
Sexuality does not matter in that case.
He's not gay.
But like same ways, I feel like that was almost comedic. I feel like he was,
you know, on purpose?
Being funny. It's an act. Like I feel like some things he says is an act. Because like
100%.
Also, you see, because that was an old clip. You could tell by the facial hair how he looks. Like he was chubbier back then, whatever. But now you look at him, he's more mature. He's matured since he got more famous.
He's the top G.
He's the top G. And people like you ask him now, oh, would you save somebody's life? He's gonna sit there and say, yeah, why wouldn't I? Like.
So what if
I think he was making a joke.
So if he comes out and says the exact same answer or something 10 times worse, what happens then?
I can't defend that. I'm not even defending the old thing. All I'm saying is I think now he's probably different. I think you ask him that question now, he has a different answer. If he doesn't, I can't defend that, and I'm not going to. Like, you know?
That's fair.
The other thing he said, I think you brought it up, but I never saw it when you said it last time. The 2 cups of coffee thing. He gets a girl to make him 2 cups of coffee every morning, but he only drinks 1.
Why?
No matter what, every day, he only drinks 1. So eventually she asks him, why do you make me make you 2 glasses if you're only going to drink 1? He's like, because walking out on the street, I have that risk. No matter what, life or death, I have to protect you. That doesn't mean every day I'm going to have to do it. I'm not going to get attacked every day. You're not going to get attacked every day. But one day it might happen. And I'm expected to, and I'm going to protect you. I'm going to save our lives. He's like, so if I'm willing to do that, you should have no problem making me 2 coffees a day. Yes, he's like, yes, it's a waste of coffee.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, it's like, you're doing, like, even though you're not doing something, you're doing something. Like him walking on the street with her, he's putting his life at risk because he knows if it comes down to it, his life is at risk. He's putting his life on the line. Whereas she is making coffee But he's not asking questions. Why do I have to protect you? Why, if something happens, why do I have to put my life on the line? He's not. He's gonna do it regardless. So he's saying her, like, to make her realize that is, you're gonna do this regardless, whether I drink it or not, because I protect you regardless, whether it happens or not.
So what's stopping him from getting his own coffee? He just doesn't want to.
Probably nothing.
If we're gonna be honest, probably just because
he can.
He feel, from what my views on him. There's I'd say in the year 2022 so far, whatnot,
Right.
life has drastically changed compared to if it was the year 1980.
It is a very different time.
Very, very different times. And I'd say the gender roles that play accordingly into the average couple, the average male, female couple, to make things just as simple as possible. Just the dynamics of what a household should look like and what roles a person should play have changed.
Why not any of the non-gender specific couples?
We can't really speak on that because we don't know personal. We don't have personal experience. We don't answer that. We just don't answer it. That's the best way. We don't know. We can't speak on what we don't know.
I literally
simple. I think you should ask that question to somebody in that situation.
Okay.
But I want to speak for other community.
Yeah, you can't.
That's not my place.
You can't speak for anybody who's not living in your current experience.
Exactly.
Okay.
But back onto the like straight couples and whatnot. With those type of roles, like you go into a movie, 1990, whatever. The guy comes back from work, and then let's say they have kids, whatever. The wife's at home, kids. Certain things are expected. Certain like levels of household and like family care had different roles. Like the father would not be with their kids as much because they're providing financials and like making home stability, while the mother is with the children more, while also holding down the crib,
providing the home stability,
holding down the crib, food, like both. And I think things only get messed up when people really start overthinking it and start viewing it as like, my job is better than yours. I think that's when shit hits the fan. But if both people in that relationship acknowledge that, like, okay, your role is literally just as important as mine, like we both are functioning in this one system, then I feel like those couples tend to be happier. But
I feel like the majority of people abide by that, and they are okay with that, and they accept that, and I think for most people it works. However, it is individual. Maybe some, like, some men might want to be the stay-at-home dad, take care of the kids. Some women might want to be the girls that go work a 9 to 5 and provide. It's all personal, it's all a thing. But I think, like, generally, that is what people accept. Like,
but I mean, like, let's think about it from a like reasonable standpoint. You have the option of being the partner that's going out there, getting up early, crack of dawn, out all day, working hard, slaving, getting that money, starving yourself to come home to like some good food. Like, you have that role, or you have the role of being home, cleaning, and making some stuff to eat.
I think you should add a little more. Personally, I would add a little more. You are raising children, and children are difficult, man. As a camp counselor, as a former camp counselor,
if I had to choose between the role, I mean,
it's a lot to handle.
Hey, if you want to go out there and do all that, there is a plate at home with your name on it. The sheets are clean, your clothes are folded. I got you.
That's why
you want to go do that? Hey,
the coffee thing, bro. The coffee thing.
Nah, I'm capping.
What?
But
bro, you're telling me,
kids, you want to take care of them all?
Forget the kids. I'm talking about the Andrew
forget
Tate.
the kids,
bro.
Andrew Tate.
No, there's no kids.
Telling you,
no, there's no kids.
Oh, like just in this
No,
scenario?
the Andrew Tate situation, the 2 coffees. If you wanna, I would marry a billionaire woman in an instant if all I had to do was make 2 coffees a day.
Hell yeah, a billionaire.
I personally don't have a problem with that, but that's me. Maybe some people.
Yeah, they know.
God damn, where's the tech guy when you need him? God damn. Anyways, as I was saying, I would definitely make 2 coffees.
Due to some unseen what is it? What is it? Background? I think it's background. Due to some behind the camera things, I'm now recanting my statement, and I now wish to stand on the side of. I see this guy smiling. I just wanted to see what he'd say.
The guy's a troll. The guy's a cap artist and a troll. Like cap artist.
Hey man, I'm a support me and mine. It's the bottom line. If I gotta be the one out there in that field doing what I gotta do,
Oh really now?
hell yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah! I have a question. I seen this video. There were these girls having a podcast, and they asked this question. I can't remember. I can remember what she said, but I want to see you guys say first. Who comes first,
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah,
the wife or the kids?
Kids,
my kids.
Why?
They're my sperm cells.
because they're children.
Two fantastic answers. The woman in question, she chose the wife. She said that the wife comes first for
Selfish
the kids. And that's all. I just want to see what you guys would say.
I'm
That's all.
sure a good woman would even not be mad if you said children. I'm sure if you ask a woman what comes first, the children or the husband, they're
Like,
gonna say
I
the
hope they
children.
pick the children.
I really
Yes,
hope
I hope they pick the
I
children.
hope they pick the children, and I think a good woman would hope that you pick the children as well.
Okay. Second question. Who's sitting passenger, your wife or your mom?
My mom and my wife should understand that.
Okay.
You saying passenger?
Yes. Like you guys are
realistically,
you guys are on the
my
move.
mom-
They both come out the house same time, and like they both reach for the front door. Like,
Oh,
it's
they
one of-
both reach
like
for
it's
the
one of those
front
like,
door?
they both go.
Yeah, my mom.
Yeah, my mom.
Because I was thinking, like, for me personally, like, would my mom care? And it's like, if
Yeah.
one cares and the other one doesn't, then like the one that cares, like,
Should
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
because I'm like, why you
Exactly.
care about that? The other one doesn't. But I'll
And like same
my
ways,
mom.
would
My mom
you-
get the default. She
Would
gets
you
the
have a
default.
car if you didn't get raised and kept alive? No, you wouldn't even have a car to drive.
I wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless that wouldn't push me out, I would not
So,
be here.
like,
Like this
That's
this
what you
moment in
get.
time would not be happening if it wasn't for this woman right here. So get in the back.
that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't have the luxury to sit in the back seat of a car right now if this woman didn't raise me.
That's true.
You'd be Ubering or doing something.
Probably.
Who knows what you're doing?
Oosh.
Because you don't have me.
It's a cold world out here.
That sound bad.
Bundle up.
I'm even thinking just
Probably
like, this is just
something.
a random thought I'm even thinking about. I feel like a lot of guys even forget like the sense of like their mother raised them. You know,
So you think like it makes them like okay if them talk to them any type of way? Is that like what you mean? Or?
No, I feel like that they don't talk to their mother any type of way. I hope not. You know, I'm a black man, so if I'm talking usually about the black community, about like my friends,
Your
my circle,
person, yeah, your person.
yeah, you know.
Alright.
So it's like in that community, like you know, niggas are not really disrespecting their mom. They are like mans view that like bad. Like you know, your nigga will check you like
Yeah, like everybody will look at you like,
check
yo,
you for
what?
that.
Like,
So
what do
it's
you mean?
one of
What do you
those
mean you're not?
ones-
You're talking to your mom like
Real
this?
talks, you know. So it's one of those ones where it's like, I feel like a lot of guys don't give the same respect to their girls. And, you know,
Like they don't treat like their woman like how they're
how you'd want your
want-
mom to be treated.
Yeah.
Imagine
You
not
know, that's
treating their
like-
girl like the way they want their mom to be treated.
That's a red flag for like women. Like women look for that. Like how's the relationship with the mom? Like how they gonna treat your mom is how they gonna treat you.
And that's
But I mean, sometimes even so, like they'll have a great relationship with their mom, but then have a horrible relationship with the woman.
Or they could treat a
Sucks.
woman
That
great,
sucks.
but have a
Like,
horrible relationship with her mom.
That's true. Like
And
that's
that's-
true.
it's
They,
a lot
yeah,
of-
like them and their woman could be great, but like them and their grandmom can never talk.
That's just how. But women look at it. Like I've met women. I've seen women. Maybe not all women, but they,
Yeah, of course
they look
not.
at it
Never-
like, oh, how does he
nothing
treat his
is ever
mom?
all.
Exactly. It's never all.
So yeah, I think
ever.
I don't know if we're a little too late for disclaimers, but whenever we're speaking about like women there, females in general conversation, it's not categorizing all or putting all in the box. It's just the ones that it applies to. So if you feel like it applies to you, then
and y'all
Then
don't
you-
worry, we're gonna get some girls on this podcast soon.
you can move it like that. If you feel like it doesn't apply to you, then simple
just
as
wasn't
that.
today, but don't worry, they'll be here.
But even that stay at home thing, like
So y'all couldn't get no girls when I'm coming.
next time, it won't be your last time. That's for sure.
see.
But
We really
friggin' if your woman is staying home, she doesn't have the opportunity to work because she's taking care of the kids. Like you said, some people get mad about it. Oh, well, I'm working. I'm not buying you nothing. You should work. She's working from home. Like, that's a job. But at the same time, she also doesn't even have the luxury of being able to work because she's taking the kids. She doesn't have time for that. Unless it's like a work from home. But then, the kids are having less, attention or whatever.
When you
So,
take
like,
from
it
somewhere,
shouldn't be a problem
gotta add something.
that, like, she doesn't even have the opportunity to work because she's doing a different duty at home. So, it shouldn't be a problem for you to buy her something. Right? Like,
fair.
how do
It
people have a
shouldn't
problem
be.
with that? Like, she's not working no 9 to 5, but she's doing a job.
Because then they're gonna view like I'm just like I'm just like thinking about all these movie situations, but even just like real life situations. It's one of those ones like we have 3 kids. The kids, of course, go first. Both parents are thinking kids go first. After the kids, your wife realistically expects kids, her, then you do stuff for yourself.
Right. I agree.
I feel like
I
that's a
agree.
lot of times we see the situation looks like
reasonable. I'm not sure that.
And it should be at times, you gotta treat your woman.
But then again, I also feel like I notice a lot of people, they do things like expecting things in return.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, they'll either do something because they know like they're gonna get this, or they won't do something because they're not getting something.
That comes down to how you're raised, though.
Yeah, no, a lot of people.
When you're raised,
genuine like that.
They're
They're spoiled. I think it's spoiled behavior personally, because like when they're being brought up, like it's kind of like, oh, like you did this good job, here's this, or oh, you did this good job, here's this. Like they've been living like that for so long that like it's implemented in their head. So when they grow up and they do something good, they're like, okay, where's my reward?
But it's like a dog, bro. Like you train a dog. Oh, when they sit, you give a treat. When they give you pie, they give you a treat. So when you don't give them a treat, they're frustrated, angry, whatever. They're confused because it's like that's what they know.
I won't lie. When I was young, my mom used to pay me in gold doubloons. What?
$2 a month.
I never got real money.
Okay. See, that's like nothing. But there's people out here like
$5 getting bear candy end of the month. What? Bear 5
it's good for
candy.
that, but like
I only got
there's
gold
people.
doubloons.
There's people out here. Oh, if you do your allowance, $100 every 2 weeks or every month or whatever.
Where are those parents? Come and adopt me.
But those are the parents that are raising the people that expect things in return.
You're so right. You know what?
That's
You
what I'm
parents
saying.
need to do a better job at raising your kids and show them some damn discipline. I'm pissed.
Damn right.
Huge factor.
But
Tired of them, man.
they're like, I don't know. Do you think it's like a bad thing to have gender roles? Do you think it's horrible? That it's something that should be abolished, because in the current society it's being very pushed on to be abolished.
Like just to eradicate gender roles altogether?
Well, like they're saying no household should be this way. Man goes to work, woman does that. But I think like people are pushing it too much. Like they're pushing their ideology on people way too much of like gender fluent, whatever. In terms of like, if people want to do that, that's what they want. Like you want to be genderless, you want to be, this is how you want to identify. These people want to live that way, you want to live that way, but you're coming at them like, oh, you should you shouldn't have gender roles at home. Okay, well, what if me and my wife want gender roles at home? Like it's like that's what we want, and you're gonna patronize me for that? Like it's like, do you think like, because that's the way society's moving, is like they're pressuring people to
move how they want them
they want them to, and it's like, you can't be that, like there's no certain community that can be pushing these ideologies on people of how they should live, because like nobody's telling them, let's say for instance like a couple that is not heterosexual male, heterosexual female, they want to live a certain way. Nobody's telling them you have to live like a heterosexual male and a heterosexual female. There's probably some people, but it's not society. And it's like, but now society's moving towards a place where it's like, even if you are a heterosexual male, heterosexual female that want to live with certain gender roles, man goes to work, woman stays home with the kids, you're under scrutiny from society to not live that way. Even like you say, maybe you want to live that way. Maybe your family's okay with that.
I would agree with that. Like society, like
no, they are. They're
pushing
around you. They're pushing it heavy. I feel like personally, like it's kind of really just going back onto what you were saying. It's kind of like, if you like whatever people want to do in their relationship, I don't think it's anybody's business but the people in that relationship.
Like,
I mean, obviously, unless somebody's getting beat. If someone's getting beat, stop. If you're watching this video and you're in a relationship where you get beat or you do the beating, if you get beat, really and truly, I feel bad for you. I know it's not an easy situation to walk away from. But if you're beating your partner, man, there's something wrong with you. It's not right.
Speaking of that too, part of the reason Andrew Tate got canceled is because they said he was a woman beater. But then he released like hidden tape, like he had his phone recording.
I saw
and they were like, "Oh yeah, he's a woman beater." But he has a video of the girl saying, "Oh, you barely beat me last time. Beat me harder this time. Like, you beat me like a woman. Like you're not a real man."
Talking shit to him. Like she was talking shit to him that he didn't beat her hard enough. But like that's one of her kinks. Like that's one of her kinks. He knows her, of course. And they're into that.
And then he didn't want to be with her. He said, "You're crazy. I don't want to do this." And she said, "All right, you're a woman abuser now. I'm going to court." That came up, which is why some of his things got You know,
I'm not gonna
delete it.
lie though. Still, I mean, even if a girl tells you that's her kink, I feel like we actually like. I think we should just play checkers at that point.
Just walk away.
Imagine you get to the bedroom, she's like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I want you to beat me like I stole something. I'd be like, why can't we just play games? Just put on the P5.
Just walk away,
You know,
bro.
sometimes you get told some interesting things in the bedroom.
You do. You
And
really
then
do.
You make a decision like.
I feel like that's a decision that could be easily avoided. You know, but however, teach your own.
But yeah, going back to the roles, it should definitely be like, you know, whatever you want. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying there shouldn't be these gender fluent, no gender role families, but it's like, if they want to do that, do it.
Just do it.
Go ahead. But like, you can't be scrutinizing people who have already lived a certain way. Like, you know, their family's okay like this. They have a system in their household. It's like, and then you're scrutinizing these people. It's like, it's working for them. It's what they want to do. And it's like, you're ruining your own day by worrying about somebody else's relationship. Like, it's like the same way people are like, you know, homophobic. It's like, you're worried about what these people are doing in the bedroom. You're ruining your own day because they do not care. It's like, and the bedroom should stay in the bedroom. Like, it should not be impacting society. What you do in the bedroom stays in the bedroom.
I see. I think one thing I noticed heavy, especially like just how you guys are talking about society and stuff in general. Social media just makes people feel like they're important. It's just not. It makes like it actually makes you.
Kanye,
it actually makes you feel like you're speaking
Not
about Kanye.
Kanye.
Before I get to what I'm talking about, we're gonna do our regular Kanye update. Apparently, he's been allowed back on social media. Big class for Kanye. I believe the last time what were we talking? What were you guys talking about last time?
He's not crazy.
Last
He's
podcast.
not crazy.
He's misunderstood.
But like,
No,
the
he's
last,
misunderstood.
Last podcast, what happened to him? Like, what was going on in the
think we
Kanye
touched
news
on
last podcast?
I don't think we touched on
I
it.
don't think we even released
Because
that
he
episode.
was off socials, so there wasn't much
I
to
don't think we
say.
even put that episode out.
Oh,
We did. We did.
well, basically, if you guys don't know, Kanye he got taken off social media for harassing Skeet Pete Davidson. If you guys are living under a rock or don't really know about what's going on, Kanye and his wife Kim,
Ex-wife.
Kanye and his ex-wife. I was gonna say had a divorce. They got a divorce. She ended up getting with Pete Davidson, and Pete Davidson, being the man that he is, he decided to go and get her name and the name of Kanye's kids tattooed on his body. Kanye wasn't very happy with that, and so he released a music video.
It's weird.
It is pretty strange. And then I don't know if remember the text messages when they were texting, and Kanye's like, "What are you doing?" And the guy's like, "I'm in bed with your wife." And Kanye's like, "What? Where are you? Like what? Like pull up, bro. Like you're not gonna say that to me, bro. I'm from Chicago. I'm still from Chicago at the end of the day."
Like, he actually is like.
He is from Chicago.
Man, can't
And
forget
you know, Kanye wasn't happy about that, so he made a music video, and in the music video he killed Pete, and I think like he made like headlines or whatever, and the screen is black.
Joking.
All right, guys. You know, karma died. It is what it is. Stuff happens, but
Before we cut out, basically we're just doing our Kanye update. We were just talking about how he got banned off social media, and now he's back on social media.
Something important happening, like especially Canadians, young Canadians especially. So we have a big problem with housing, a housing crisis.
You guys
Absolutely,
do. Oh my
housing
gosh.
crisis. Even look at gas. Like this has probably been the hardest.
It's getting better.
Gas went
I won't lie,
down.
it's getting better.
it's not bad right now.
It went down, but it's going back up. So
It's supposed
fill
to go
up.
back up.
Yeah,
Why?
gas is going back up.
Why?
The war is not over.
So we're affected.
Shout out to my people in Ukraine.
The war is not real, but they say that the war is real, and because of that, gas is up. No, the war is real. The war is real, but the war is real. But
I
like
completely missed that. I'm so sorry. What?
it was, what you think started the war. You should do more research. But basically, I got something here. Canada invests $100 million into a historic action plan for the LGBTQ2S plus communities. So nothing wrong with that. Historic action plans are important, you know, to learn the history, regardless of what it is.
What
culture.
is a historic action plan?
Exactly.
Oh.
You don't know?
Who does?
Oh.
Historic action. So an action plan, meaning like, so this ain't historic, like
Like a plan of
not
action.
to learn the history. Like I worded that wrong. Yes, the histories are important, but it doesn't mean historic as in the history of
Google
LGBTQ.
search can help me.
It's just like this will be remembered in history, is what they're saying. This action plan is a milestone or a monument.
But what's something that they could do that's effective?
Like an action plan was to legalize gay marriage. That was an action plan.
Okay.
Basically, like a step forward for the community.
Oh, okay. I get it.
That's my understanding of it.
Okay,
I could be wrong,
That was a great step.
but I could be wrong. I could be wrong about what an action plan is. That's just what I understand of it.
What you understand it to be?
Yes, but so the thing about this, $100 million is a lot of money. Canada
Cheap change.
right now is still in debt to China. We are still paying money to China. We are in debt. Our country's super in debt.
Get your money.
We are
out.
funding this war, this Russia-Ukraine. You know, we are sending money, resources, armor, utility, all these things. We are sending it over. It's costing us a lot of money. Gas prices are up. The economy is not great at all.
Damn.
Housing crisis has been the biggest problem over the last like few years. Like the market just recently went down over the last few months. Even before it went up, it was almost impossible for somebody our age to realistically expect to buy a house in our lifetime. Like there was so many things. Like Six Buzz was posting it. Oh, if you're born between 1999 and 2003, you're expected to be making like $200K a year in order to afford a house, whatever. And like some other studies said, like you were supposed to be making money. If you want to buy a house by 30, you're supposed to be making money before you're even born.
Oh,
But, like, you know, impossible things. So
I wouldn't say
$100 million. What'd you find?
I would say that some of the stuff I just found of what the action plan is and whatnot, basically, it's basically that 100 mil is gonna get broken down to different like categories. So roughly, they're gonna have about 5 million of the funding that will go towards public awareness for the campaign, while about 7 to 8 mil has been earmarked for data collection. So yeah, data collection and community-led policy research to support their federal action. So it just seems like, you know, well, basically this article is just saying how like the whole idea of this is to make sure that discrimination in the community and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll say this. You seem quite focused there.
I am. I'm very, very locked in. That's what we're talking about.
all right. So $100 million is a lot of money, no?
It is.
That could help a lot of people, a lot of poor people.
Chump change depending on who you're asking.
If you're you, if you're him, if you're him. But like, you know, there's a lot of people who could use that money. Not to say that the cause isn't, you know, important to people, but like Canada as a country, people are our future, the future of Canada, the people who are going to be, you know, future leaders, whoever it is. Those people are struggling right now. Absolutely struggling when it comes to affording housing, gas, whatever it is. The economy is horrible. And at a time where we're putting money towards things like the war and stuff like that, I don't, you know, like, is this really the best time to be investing into action plans for LGBTQ communities? Like, it's important, yes, but there's a time for everything.
You feel like this.
And
You feel like
you
this.
could say-
feel like that time will ever happen then? There's always gonna
Yeah,
be-
I mean,
there's
the
always
war
gonna be a
will end.
But no, because technically we never lived in a world where there hasn't been war. There will always be another war. We're not even technically in this war, and it's not considered a world war as of right now.
No, it's not.
Not a world
So it's
war.
like-
Yeah.
But a lot of our money, like, okay, when there was like Iraq and stuff going on, we weren't putting as much money into it as we are this Russia-Ukraine war.
We were peacekeeping. We're peacekeeping and whatnot.
But not as much as this. Like, we are actively
And did you hear about how the Canadian government gave like the shield,
the faulty body armor because they're like cheaping out.
Yeah, like,
They're giving like
so fucked.
bulletproof vests that don't stop
That don't
bullets.
work. Yeah,
they're giving
that's-
tourniquets that
Think about how
that
crazy
break.
that is.
Like, you know, you're a soldier out there
crazy.
thinking I'm safe if I get shot right here. My heart is protected,
And it's just not.
and in the
scam.
instant you're dead.
It's all a scam.
It's not like, you know, and
It's
it
just
that's not being talked about
Well, then
enough. There's people dying at the hands of Canada because they're cheaping out because we don't have money we're not even supplying our soldiers
with the right
with
equipment.
the right equipment to keep their lives safe. They're putting their life on the line for the country that's cheaping out on them, choosing to put their money towards other things. Like,
so what would you say the money should be put towards? If you,
I think
had a
what
choice.
like right now, a national crisis. Our biggest
What national
crisis
crisis?
is the housing crisis.
Our housing crisis, people cannot afford houses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Make housing more affordable.
So you want more affordable houses.
Put that 100 mil to help people afford houses.
And
You can build
the
more,
factors to do that is it's a lot of levels to it.
but there's 100 mil could do a lot for that. There's a current crisis, and you're telling me you want to put 100 mil towards something else rather than the current crisis that's affecting the future of Canada.
Like as much as it's a crisis, like, and I know like the son would agree with me about this. Like, there's just a lot of some people are just like out here buying cribs.
That's true. There.
Like, that does not help other people, and since other people are doing it, it's like we are the reason to our own crisis.
No,
but we are.
what did you do to make you not afford a house?
Not what I did, but it could have been
like the actions of other
Katrina
people.
down the street wanted to buy 3 cribs.
And so now the government they don't see like specific, like that specific person as opposed to everybody else. They just see so they can do that. So then
you buy 3 cribs, and now they're gonna hold on to it, sell it. Airbnbs did not help the case because now people just like want to buy property, Airbnb it because you'll get more profit. Like, there's a lot of those type of factors because, like, let's say, for this matter, like, when would it be like that discrimination's happening? That's like,
it's never gonna go away.
Lives are at stake every day in a lot of different type of ways. Lives are at stake, so it's kind of like, when is that group gonna get help? Because just like it's that group, could have been Black Lives Matter, could have been like a lot of different groups in general. What's happening in Syria, Palestine, like, a lot of different things get funded through different times. So it's like, it just so happens to be this group's time because they weren't getting it 10 years ago.
Yeah, but it's in terms of Canada, that community
is large. The largest
is large. But not the majority.
No.
And not that we should only focus on majorities, but it's not like, even if you're on a spectrum of any type that's, in that community, you as well cannot afford a house.
So are you saying
if I had a son that was gay, at least he could have a house. The way it's looking, if I don't have a house, nobody's gonna have a house. No, my son's, if I can barely afford it in this economy, my son is never gonna afford that. And my grandson will never afford that.
The economy only rises.
Granddaughter, it doesn't even matter.
You're saying that son, like your gay son and whatnot, he won't be alive. He committed suicide because he didn't get the right help he needed.
It happens.
Also a fact.
But there's also a lot of people committing suicide because they can't afford to feed their kid.
Now it just goes in the battle of like, there's a lot of people doing a lot of things.
Which is true.
We all know that.
You can't really like compare two struggles really.
Yeah,
that's what. Okay, but like put 5 mil. Put 5 mil to the awareness. You don't need to put 100 mil.
So yeah,
like, 100 mil can help a lot more people than that community. Like, okay, if you have the struggle of being discriminated against because you're gay, you're depressed. Now you can't afford a house. You're more depressed. You don't have a safe place to go. You don't have a bedroom to cry in. You don't have a safe place to go to. At least have people have these safe places. Give them a house. Give them affordable. Like, have you seen how disgusting it is to rent a bedroom in Brampton?
I have not.
$1,000 for a bedroom.
Wow,
it's crazy.
$1,000. That's disgusting. Build more houses. Saturate the market.
But then just how like that point of renting is an option. Like, people might not.
It's
like
not
it.
an option because you can't afford to buy a house. You have to rent.
You have to look at the.
They still have shelter.
You have to
back to the mental health aspect of it.
Right.
If these people are dead, then like I can be depressed and rent.
But I feel like you could. I feel like you also have to. I feel like you also have to take
there's
it to
people committing suicide because they can't afford housing either.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more people. Renting is too expensive.
Renting is expensive depending on where you want to.
But yeah, because Brampton specifically,
some people don't have the luxury of going to other places. Their kid goes to school here. There's not opportunities for them career wise out in other places that are far away.
Specifics, I feel like we got to keep as general.
Well, we're talking about suicide. Like, I don't think, like,
I think that's a huge matter in that community. That is a huge.
It happens, but a lot of people commit suicide. But there are like. You don't have to put 100 mil towards awareness. Put 5 mil. 5 mil could do a lot for awareness. Commercials, advertisements, whatever it is, community events to accept this more. But 95 million could go towards making affordable housing, helping everybody. Because it's not like you're by making housing you're only helping non-LGBTQ people. No, you're helping literally everybody.
Everyone.
You are saving a lot more lives that way. There's people who, do you know how many homeless people die?
So then
that doesn't get talked about.
I get what you're saying. So you're saying that you prefer it go to the majority than the minority.
No, I'm
So
saying
it's
it
up,
helps everybody.
which is the majority.
No, everybody.
Which is the majority. You prefer
No,
that money.
that,
You prefer
majority
money,
and minority is still a separation. That's
you-
still a
Well,
you know.
I see what you're saying.
I see what you're
You know?
saying.
I see what you're saying.
I see what you're saying. But like, okay, I can convert my views to fix to that. So you're saying that your point would help everyone regardless, where that only helps people in that community.
Yep. Regardless what you do in the bedroom, you have a house.
So
now you
then-
have a bedroom to do what you do. You do what you do
So
in your
then let's
bedroom,
say they
but at least you have a
money into
bedroom
that.
to do
Let's
it
say
in.
they put money into that funding that would help everyone. You know, woohoo, works maybe.
Good.
You know,
100% it will.
Okay.
Those people who are like,
I don't know anything about the government. That's 100%.
you know, whoever you said
Other than
tearing
you're
down
gonna
the
pay
street,
taxes.
buying 3 houses. She's not buying 3 houses to live in all 3. She's buying them to flip them, to sell them again.
No.
That still means more houses available.
Airbnb is only going higher. I will tell you that. In North America, at least.
I'm pretty sure there's like things against, like there's things against it. You have to prove that you live in these places.
Like you're allowed to Airbnb.
Oh, but not everything. You can't have 10 houses all Airbnb. Like there's limits to it.
I don't know.
There are. I
There
remember
could
like
be.
a year
There
or
could
two
be.
ago. I remember seeing it and they even stopped foreign investors. So people like Saudi Arabia buying mansions and whatever regular houses all over Toronto, all over the GTA. They stopped foreign investors. So you can't buy a house in Canada unless you're a Canadian citizen.
Yeah.
That was a good step towards fixing the housing crisis because there's a lot of people, Saudi Arabia, wherever it is, where there's lots of money, they're buying houses and nobody lives in them, and it's the Airbnb thing. That
So-
helped a lot.
So what you're saying basically, like your thing is like all this money, like you're not saying like, yo, you guys need to spend every last dollar on this, but like you guys have the money, like you can take some of that money and put it towards the things that matter.
Helping everybody instead of a specific community, you can help everybody,
okay.
and we can get there. Like I'm pretty sure, like maybe the people that discriminate against the LGBTQ, maybe they're miserable because they are depressed because they can't afford a house. That doesn't mean that you can discriminate people, but like maybe if everybody's in a better situation in life, they're more understanding and caring towards other people. Because I'm sure at the end of the day, we're all humans and we all have sympathy for each other. And when you have less problems of your own and you could take care of your family and whatever, I'm sure people will be more understanding. I would like to think that there would be less discrimination towards that community when other people are in better situations. Not that there's any excuse to discriminate people, but like, you know, like maybe people see that and they're struggling. I'm down to the last cent, food stamps. I can't afford things. They turn on their TV, 100 million towards LGBTQ. I can't afford a house, and this is what's happening. I work 12 hours a day, and this is where the money's going. Like, I could use some of that money. Now that person probably has a different view on that community. You know, that maybe they're causing more discrimination than they're not.
So you feel like it could be indirectly like make like even though like it could be positive like as a general message, you feel like some people can still perceive it like negatively regardless.
Sure, it's a positive thing. Like if we had 10 billion to spend, throw 10 billion towards that community, 100%. Help everybody, you know, help every community, no matter what. If we had the money and we didn't have crises going on, nobody would have a problem with that. Help everybody, help every community when you are able. But it's like we have so many crises. Like,
I feel like my personal opinion on this is just like, as a black man, you know, black man in Canada, just trying to get it out the mud and shit.
I can confirm he is indeed a black man in Canada.
Like, if this, you know, I'm not a part of the LGBTQ plus community and whatnot.
You're forgetting a couple.
Probably, yeah. Apologize if I am. But I'll say just being a part of the minority groups and whatnot. And, you know, these are oppressed groups, I would label them as.
Yep.
There's times where it's like, the change won't happen. There's always something going to be happening in the world, you know? Something's always going to be happening that is going to always be a factor. Like, fix the house situation right now, it's still going to be a factor in 30 years. You know? Sometimes people got to put the foot down and really just, okay, we're going to try to fix this issue. Because let's say we fix this issue now we can go fix another issue. Because I know for a fact if it was like, for example, when a lot of the like police brutality things were going in the media and whatnot, I know if I heard that a type of funding was going to go into that, something that I'm very passionate about, I know how I would feel and, you know, whatnot. So that's the best way I could view like this situation is
As
like,
if you're looking
if
at
I was
from that.
view it from my perspective, if I
Okay.
was okay, you know, because it's like discrimination. Because I feel like the core parts to it at the end of the day, it's about discrimination. That's why they're doing it with the funding and whatnot. And like for example, even in school, like I worked with a company called CCYP, and basically it's just about like black youth in the education system and how like you're not always put in a position to be successful,
Right.
and like the factors towards that, and I know about some of the funding they put into that.
Oh yeah.
Now another person could say, well, they should put this funding in this because not everyone's black, not everyone's this, but it's like, but those people are getting affected, and those people are already oppressed. Now that's why I'm thinking like that one guy that is struggling with his house situation and
Payments,
whatnot. Maybe he just lost it all on a parlay and was just a dummy. But of course there's gonna be those people that like
Who actually need,
their whole life
need
they everything they have they deserve, and they work hard for their money, and they really just try to make ends meet. Like those definitely happen. A lot of different situations do happen, but then like there's also just the point of like, so when are we ever going to give focus to this specific group so we can feel like we're doing something? Because a lot of times people feel like they're not. Like a lot of times I feel like the government is not helping us. So I feel like those people that are in that group, they're like, okay, this is something that's actually helping us because it's a big situation. That community does face a lot of discrimination, and there's a lot of attacks that happen throughout, and just like normal banter, like when people are talking, there's like certain like stigmas, and like like just like saying like stereotypes and stuff like that. So then that's why I just have to be like, oh, I feel like they should get the money, and that's for it to happen. 100 mil, I hope it works. The sources that I've read, basically they only funded up to like 20 mil where it's going, and it's like the other part is in the air. So I feel like over time there's going to be like more like specific numbers. I feel like 100 mil is like 100 mil makes the headline. They're going to be specific numbers
that actually make the difference.
Yeah,
But still, dog, $1 million is a lot of money.
Bro,
a mill's not.
Could you imagine having 20 of those? Could you imagine having 100 of those?
But for a whole nation, and imagine Canada is also like the most like friendly nation in like the world, like that allows citizens like gay marriage
In terms of like
right.
inclusivity and stuff.
Okay.
So then you see how Canada has been trying to like do this. This is one of Canada's priorities. This one of Canada's priorities.
But it shouldn't be. There's 100 million that could be going towards affordable housing. Now, I'm not looking at you as you're a straight man, you're a gay man. I'm gonna give you money because you're gay. I'm looking at as I have 100 million in my hand. Let me give it to both of you.
Yeah.
Let me go buy a house. Here's 100 mil, both of you, 50 each.
That one person who is the gay one committed suicide because they didn't get the right funding for their mental health. And because they got discriminated throughout their life.
lot of straight people have a lot of mental health problems too.
And then it goes back to like,
which is true.
They're not being discriminated
now we're
against.
both just telling the same thing.
But they're not getting discriminated. Sure, there's that argument.
Which is true.
Okay.
For different things. They're getting discriminated for
Here's
different things.
All right, here's this. You get 55 mil. Here's 5 mil for your mental health, 50 mil for your house. Here's 45 mil. Go buy a house. You're not oppressed. You're not depressed. You don't face these problems that he's facing. He got extra. Here's a house. Are you still mad?
Me personally,
you should in this situation.
Should that person be mad?
The
person who got more money or less money. Should either of them be mad?
Yes.
Who?
I'll take the person that got more money.
Why would they be mad? They got more money for their mental health.
I feel like there'll be factors. I don't know.
Here's a house and money for your mental health. But guess what? This guy who can't afford a house, I helped him too.
I don't know. I feel like for that's the way I'm viewing that situation is just like the mental health versus they're going to view it as like, okay, like it's about time.
Okay, but it happened. Here's a bit of money to help you with that specific problem, but I also need to be responsible and take care of everybody else too.
Yeah, but then maybe they feel like
that's like
they haven't been getting taken care of.
I got a kid. Let's say I got 2 kids. I have a gay son and I have a straight son. I'm gonna give, if he's struggling with his mental health, he feels like, he's being discriminated against. I'm gonna put a little more time to him. Hey, talk to him. hey, you know, you want to go to therapy, whatever it is he needs, I'm helping him. But I'm not gonna forget about my next son.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna. if I have $100, here's
But don't-
55.
so-
Here's 45.
I feel like you're saying this as if Canada only has 100 mil. Canada has a lot of like.
Yeah, but
100
how
mil
much?
is nothing.
How
100
much
mil
of it
is
is getting?
nothing.
How much of it is getting put towards the
Like,
housing
like,
crisis?
No idea.
Like to me, the way I'm viewing that, like 100 mil Canadian, like.
Do you
like,
see
billions get spent? 100 mil is nothing when billions get spent.
billions that don't exist? We actually don't have that money.
Pre
We're in
2 hour
debt.
video.
Yeah, every country's in debt. America's like
Yeah, we're in
times
debt.
3 in debt.
But we don't actually have it. Like, okay, so how many headlines do you see about Canada fixing the housing crisis? How many headlines do you see about them taking homeless people off the streets? I'm sure homeless people have a lot of mental health problems too.
I've seen a lot about taking homeless off the street. That's a good amount. But that's also in Hamilton, like the homeless crisis in Hamilton, like
and that's great.
That's
That's great that
very-
they're taking homeless people off the street because it's a big problem in Hamilton. So a big problem in Canada is the housing crisis. I'm sure there's gay people in Hamilton, and there's places for them to be as a community and whatever. But these homeless people are not only struggling mentally, physically, emotionally. They don't have a house. They don't have a place to cry. They don't have a place to call home, right? Like these people, they become addicted to drugs. There's very deep problems when it comes to housing. People end up on the streets. People die on the streets. They end up, becoming drug addicts. Like that's a big
Like, I feel
problem.
like just as much as you're saying about that, it could be applied to the other community.
About committing suicide.
About like, let's say like you're not accepted by your parents. Now you have to leave the crib.
Now you have no home.
Now you have no home.
Well, now you have no home, so they should probably build more houses.
Like that's
There you go. Go build more houses. So
So
those people who are getting kicked out by not being accepted by their family, they have a place to go now. Instead of creating awareness, because you're not gonna change his parents' mind.
They should call it
If the parents'
home.
mind was gonna change, it would have happened from the child.
all
But now,
right,
don't-
all right, Utah. Say your
Yes,
No, hold on. There's more. There's a luxury tax.
he's-
They just approved a luxury tax for luxury vehicles for wealthy people in Canada.
like Ferraris and Teslas and stuff.
Just
not a
luxury
luxury car.
vehicles. I think like Rolls Royce, G-Wagon, stuff like that. Luxury tax. Like
AMG.
supercars, whatever it is. So there's a luxury tax. Do you think that's right or wrong? You are being taxed more because you own a luxury or super vehicle.
I think if you own more, you should get taxed more. Everything.
Desan?
I feel like I'd be if I had the money and I was in that position, I'd be pissed. But then again, like I
Yep.
feel like it's I'd say it's justified.
Like, I
So
think
now,
it's like
from a poor person perspective,
From a poor person's
you see
perspective, then
somebody
I'd say well deserved. I'd say well
getting
deserved.
taxed more.
Because I'm like, if you already have so much money to spend on that, you could spend a couple extra for the tax, right? You could spend a couple extra for the tax.
But
like,
now let's say
if I have the bread, I'm like, damn,
Now-
I'm already dropping
yeah.
this much, and you guys want to tax me too? Holy!
now you're the rich
Holy.
person.
Oh, nah,
you worked
bro.
your life. You worked for it. You bought it, and just because you worked for it,
you worked your life just to buy something materialistic.
I'm not defending materialistic purchases. Maybe you love that car. Maybe as a kid you loved it.
That's
you
true.
grew
Yo,
up.
people, that is a motivation for people.
And
That
you
is a
wanted that car
motivator.
since you were a kid. You saw it in your favorite movie. You wanted it, so you said, "I'm gonna work for it." You go, you work your life, you buy that luxury vehicle. Now, because you did that, you are being penalized. You are being punished for that, even though maybe it's a childhood dream. Maybe you're being ignorant and greedy, and you buy it, and you're just one of those greedy people. Which, okay, tax them more, but you can't specify it. So it's either you tax them or you don't. And it's like, I just want to know the standing because I see both sides. I
I can definitely see both sides. I can see both
You
sides.
know?
I won't
100%.
lie. I just believe that for everything, if you
You have
want the more higher end life, you pay the higher
for
end
it. Yeah,
prices.
pay for it.
And
Literally.
that comes for everything.
High risk, high reward.
Like why would it would make no sense that someone that earns 100 mil, like not 100 mil, 100K a year. It makes no sense to me that someone that earns 100K a year is getting taxed the same as someone that
Who's not making
earns
anywhere near that.
35K.
So you feel like there should be
know?
like different levels to taxing.
Oh, 100%.
Well, there is.
And
There's
there
tax
is. That's what
There's
that's
tax
they already
In terms of like what you're trying to say, sorry.
Yeah. So that's why like if someone wants to buy that Rolls Royce, oh, you got that Rolls Royce bread, eh? Better pay up.
No, I'm telling you,
Better pay up because
do you believe that though? Like, okay,
yeah.
you worked your whole life. I chose not to. I chose to do the bare minimum. I didn't put myself through the education system. I chose I'm gonna do this job, and that's how I want to live. You chose to spend money on your education, put the years in, put the time in, put the work in. You work all day, every day for your business. But now you give money to me because I didn't want to do what you did.
That's not how it is, though. It's not that simple. Don't worry like that. It's not that simple.
Well, that's where your taxes are going. To me.
My taxes are going to
me.
The nation. The nation.
To me.
And just like their taxes.
Well, they don't go to you.
So where do their taxes
They don't go
go?
to your rich friend. They come to me. People
our
like
taxes,
me.
You know, because then think about, like, I just feel like you just have to view it as, like, simple. Like, I'm making a lot. I'm well off. I'm a lot better than other people financially.
So donate to charity. So donate to
Oh,
charity.
What do they
I
do?
personally, like, that wouldn't be a problem for me.
That's not a
But
problem.
I'm just saying, like, for them, like, why, like,
Let them choose where their money goes. You work for your money. If you care about black community, you should have the option, instead of forcibly paying tax on a car that you wanted since you were a kid, you should be able to spend that money that you were taxed.
Like, to me, that
on
wanting it as a kid
something.
part, like, that doesn't, like, I don't care. Like, me as a normal person does not
Alright.
give up.
I'm not gonna. I feel like as you grow,
Forget it. Like, I'll just be like, who told you to buy the car?
I'm
saying-
not
Go
gonna.
buy the Honda.
Okay.
Go buy the Mazda.
So, I'm
Like,
just saying, okay, let's talk. Say it's an ignorant person. They wanted to buy it just because they had
Just
the money.
because they really, really want
which
it.
they
I
had
think
the
is
money.
really the case for
I
most
feel-
people.
I
Okay,
feel
so
like
what
I'm not
about,
gonna-
so what about the rappers you like?
Yeah, what about them?
They have all these sports
Yeah,
cars,
they're
luxury
dumb as
cars.
hell. I don't know why. They probably have to sell it when their careers are over.
Floyd Mayweather, all these things.
Floyd,
Okay,
Floyd,
Floyd-
Floyd, Floyd,
Floyd's-
Floyd rich. Floyd,
But are you gonna tax him more or just let him?
Yeah, why do you? Yeah,
Or-
for
or-
sure.
He deserves your tax. Hell yeah.
No. He's dodging
sure.
taxes for a reason. Cause it's like, bro, if he worked for it, he's
Probably
putting
some
his life
fraud.
on the line for his job. You know how many people die in boxing? So
Yeah.
he worked for all that.
Who told him to box?
It's a gift. He's gifted. If you can sing, are you gonna sing?
Hell yeah.
Unless I'm gonna get taxed for it.
Come on. Exactly. So you're gonna dodge the taxes. Exactly like Floyd did. You're proving my point. So why not just let Floyd donate to
If any
whatever
of the members of the
community he
IRS
wants?
are
Because
watching,
what if he does? Like, what if it's like? I feel like the world's so like scam like that. Like, people are gonna have the option. Oh, I could donate to anyone.
So the government.
My cousin, she owns that, and the government. Of course, yeah.
So the government that's taxing.
No, the
them.
government.
You think they're not scamming
The
people?
government's a
You
scam.
don't remember
The government's a scam.
Trudeau?
The government's
You
a
don't remember
scam.
Trudeau's
I
family
swear
said,
to
"Oh,
you.
we donated."
I swear
They
to you, the government's a scam. I swear to you. I'm not arguing that.
Okay, so the government's saying,
The
"Oh,
government's
you're
a scam.
rich. Give me more. You're
Nah, it's just simply like,
I'm gonna do what I want."
am I gonna outscam the government to make the
Just
average
like when
citizen's life harder?
Just like,
no.
just like when the government says, "Oh, we're donating money to this," it's probably not even going there. Some of
probably
it,
not.
some of it.
We can rob
okay,
from the
so
rich and
everybody's
give to the
scamming
poor.
everybody. The
Yeah.
government scams the rich.
Life shiesty.
So why do you think? So you work your whole life, you become rich. Now the government says, "Give me that.
it's a dog-eat-dog world.
Give me that."
That's what they do.
Should have
Yeah.
stayed simple. Shouldn't have bought that
You
Rolls
didn't,
Royce.
you didn't want to stay. Maybe you didn't even do what you did to become. Maybe you want to be a doctor because you want to help people live. That's what you're passionate about. You want to be a doctor.
He doesn't gotta have that Bentley.
Like
doctors
pastors.
have
You know how those pastors? You know how those pastors be whipping those?
All those pastors have those nice whips, huh?
No, but bro,
I keep putting my hand in.
you didn't become
I keep
rich.
putting my hand in, bro.
You didn't become rich to become ignorant, right? You became rich because I want to be a doctor. I'm passionate about it. Just so happens I get paid a lot. Now the government says you're passionate about it. You make a lot of money. Give me that. Give it to me.
I think what tends
You
to
worked
happen
for it your
for a
whole
lot
life.
of situations, we see people who are rich want to, just as they deserve. Deserves a different word, but
I mean, it
they,
depends,
they
it
have the
depends, it
option.
depends,
They
it
have
depends,
that
it depends, it
option
depends.
of living a more luxurious life. Therefore, they do, which everything costs more.
And so you just have to pay the higher.
And
have to pay the
I
higher
just think
tax.
like, why would they it makes zero sense to me why they would not they should pay more than the person that's like living on food stamps.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Whether you
but
because
donate.
What if they do?
Charity.
but then now
What
are
if
you
they-
forcing
but what if-
donations?
what if
are
they
you
do?
forcing donations now?
Yeah, on your taxes, your donation to charity is tracked through your taxes.
No, but
So
are
if
you
somebody
are you saying
do
that
their taxes,
like,
you can see
people
they didn't
should be
donate.
forced to donate? Are you saying that?
Yes, but donate where you want the money.
Why?
And then now I want to donate to
Because it's the same
Oh.
as paying taxes.
now I want to donate to the KKK. Now we have a lot more racist groups getting donated to.
So put restrictions on it.
Oh,
You can
and
donate
now-
to certain
Now
communities.
everyone, but you see now the world's
then, then-
the world's just going to feel like, oh, you're restricting this, people. There's too much loopholes.
Bro,
too much
you wanna
loopholes
donate-
for
You
that.
can't please everybody. You can't please
Yeah,
everybody.
I gotta tell you,
That's
you
one
can't
thing.
please everyone.
You can't
Bro.
please everybody.
You
can't
think
please everyone.
these rich people are gonna say, "I want to donate to KKK"?
Yes,
Like,
yeah, I
Depends.
I say that with a
Depends.
lot more confidence than you would expect.
It
I watch
depends.
too many videos. I actually watch too
okay,
much.
so a black
They get
person's gonna
funded.
donate to KKK.
No, not a black person.
Okay, but a
Now,
black
how much
person
of those
cannot
black people are
donate to
rich?
the black
Now, how
community.
much of those black people are rich in Canada?
Do you think as
I
a
can
black,
tell you stats about
as
that.
a rich black person, wouldn't you rather your money directly go to your black community?
100%.
If I
There
was
you
a rich
go.
black person, I
There you
personally
go.
I would love to.
Now, a lot of other rich
black
black people tend
They
to
would not-
focus on
themselves.
their own family core. And I can tell, and I'm just saying, like, this is from like my research of like shit that would be happening around the world in Canada.
It's true because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of
But
wealthy.
that's the thing with the KK. I'm telling you, they get funded, bro.
They
Fam.
do. They definitely do.
And I show you I can show you GoFundMe about some very interesting situations that people are asking money for, and I can compare it, like we can do compare and contrast of like of another situation, and if you can even talk about like missing people. I'm telling you, broski, like the world's just not. It's not simple.
I feel like you took it out of context.
No.
Like, I'm talking about good charities.
Yeah, you're talking about good charity, but I'm telling you, your perception of a good charity
could be somebody
is
like,
very
it could be
different
bad,
than another
which is,
person.
yeah, it's all perception. It's actually all
That's
perception.
something. That's, you know what I'm saying, like that.
I'm
Like,
saying a charity for homeless people.
okay, yeah, great. Now you want to do
Because
that.
you're gonna pay for taxes, but then look where the taxes are going. Not to homeless people.
Now the question is, but some people, because some people on that same vein could be like, okay, what if they're homeless for a reason? Like, what if they spent all their money on gambling or like
Drugs and all
Okay,
this.
so you should be
drugs, all
homeless.
that. So then does
but
it?
now
So,
they
so
should be
that's what I'm saying. So then,
Yeah.
so then,
But some people, like you said, you're gay, you get kicked out, now you're homeless. Does he deserve to be homeless? No. But the person who's a drug addict or whatever. Some people don't choose to be homeless. They work their job, but they still can't afford their rent. Their landlord raises it. I only make this much. You're increasing it by 100. I don't have it. Too bad. Get out. Now you're homeless. Now you're a drug addict. Now your kid's homeless with you because your landlord doesn't care about you or your kid. All right, now you and your kid are homeless. Go find something else. This is my money. Somebody else is gonna pay it.
to doggy dog world.
There's a problem. That's
In the
a problem.
comments, y'all
But
tell us
anyways.
how you think on that.
Going back to it.
Have a little argument with you guys in the comments section.
You guys, have you guys heard of unprotected gay sex?
Okay, so
There's a new
haven't heard
era.
about
There's a new era in
What?
Utah.
what's happening in Utah?
There's a new era in Utah. It's unprotected gay sex.
So what is that? Please tell me what it is.
You don't know?
No, I do
You
not
don't know what unprotected
I actually
gay
don't
sex
know.
is?
I mean,
I
know?
feel like this means something else, but I don't know. I don't know.
damn you! I know exactly what you're talking about.
You don't know what unprotected gay sex is? You don't know?
Like,
You
I'm
could be
missing
like
it.
this guy. You could be
I
having
mean,
fun right
you don't
now.
know what
Shit out the loop.
I know, Pam. I know.
What?
I don't know. You tell me first. And then
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
There's a new era in Utah. You know Utah.
You know Utah.
Yeah, there's a
is.
new era.
The state in Utah.
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 You know Utah.
Utah.
Now unprotected gay sex in Utah.
Just not getting it.
Just not getting it.
He's just not getting it.
All right. So,
And if you are one of those few who don't get it, make sure you drop that comment down in the comment section below. Make sure you put a like on this video if you haven't liked it already.
Should I? Because I really.
And that's exactly how we're gonna end it off, you guys. Honestly, man,
All right.
glad to be here. Honestly, if you enjoyed this video, if you made it this far, I want you to comment Space Monkeys. If you've made it this far in the video, you're probably gonna see people scrolling. They're like, why are they saying Space Monkeys? It's because you made it this far in the video and you're a real one. He's being informed.
He doesn't like it. He laughed, but he did not know that.
He's being unprotected.
I'm telling you.
He's being.
I'm telling you, he does it.
He's being in.
Alright, no.
Yo, guys,
He's being. He's
yo,
being.
what does it mean? What does it mean? Can I promise you guys? He just doesn't know. Doesn't know. You wouldn't get it.
I feel like when the camera was off, man, Twitter.
Is that I was scrolling? No.
So what is it? What is it?
Wait, on record or off the record?
Oh no.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right here. We're not done.
We're talking about the NBA. You're talking about the NBA, right?
Sure.
Okay, so then that means that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Okay, what's unprotected gay sex in Utah?
Rudy Gay and Colin Sexton are on the same team.
Well, come on, you don't give him enough credit. You don't give him enough credit.
You gotta know my sports.
Guy worked on fucking.
I wanted to stop so that these
Shut
people
up.
could go
You're
ahead
on
and get
Twitter.
their.
It was
I'm
on
not.
Twitter.
Yo, go to my research.
You're
Yo,
on
go to my research.
Yeah.
Go to my research.
That nigga want munch. That nigga want munch. Yeah.
Go to my research right now.
Well, guys, it's been another great day for having you. It was great having the on here. You know, it was great having you. We appreciate it. Keep streaming the music. You know, we're gonna have your stuff in the bio, man.
Stream Speed Racer, man.
We're
On
gonna
all
have the IG.
platforms.
Say the IG handle.
Hey, man, you know they love Das, and if they don't, they're hating on me. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. The food upstairs smells amazing.
Smells good. Smooth.
I haven't eaten since I left the campsite, and so my stomach's been eating itself.
All right. Another day, another dollar.
Another day, another dollar.
Another day, another dollar.
And God we trust.